Good afternoon. This is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady, and the first thing I want to talk about is I've just got some recording on here of thunderstorms and storms from the north. Seems to have been the theme this week here. So this is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady. This is my weekly pull a few things together. Let's see what's out there for next week. I've actually already pulled some cards. But what I wanted to start off talking about was yesterday. If you're on my private Facebook page, I posted some beautiful storm dragons. So as a recap, the last couple of weeks, the dragons have left me alone, and it was about me when I'm ready to go back and find them. But we've been having a series of storms, and like most people, were affected by the hurricane that came up the East Coast, Hurricane Lee. We were on the outer edge of it, and I've noticed that when we're on the outer edge of any sort of storm, often storm dragons appear. So I was like a little kid yesterday at sunset. It was really beautiful. The sun was setting. And there were all these tail end of, it was almost like they had been to the storm and they were coming back from the storm. So if you get a chance, look at my Facebook page where I captured some sometimes when I capture them on a photograph, they're more intense than if I video them or if you see them. These were moving fast. They were pretty fast storm dragons. I think they'd been in the storm and they were going home, but I did capture them, so that made me happy. I did comment that my neighbors must wonder what I'm doing when I'm running around the parking lot with my cell phone at the sky or out on the back porch, capturing a beautiful sunset with dragons. So that was why I had this music here. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's Rain and Dragons. Today is the day after the storm. You wouldn't have known that we had high winds and rain. Not so much rain, more high winds. So it's Sunday again, and another week has gone by. So I have been posting each day. There was one day that I actually went on and talked about the actual card that I pulled, but the last card for this past week was Commander Ashtar, and if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that the galactic star, I've actually had many channeled messages, as a lot of people do, from Commander Ashtar, but he said as he was the end of the week, and this is the start of a new week, and his card is right on topic. The other cards I pulled just line up behind him. So his card is about calling us to action, about us taking charge, that we lead by example and walk our talk. So I wanted to read, he wants me to start the week, end the week with him, but start next week with reminding us that we are in charge, take charge of our own lives. So same thing about putting ourselves out there, holding the light for everybody. So a little bit of background about Ashtar, also known as Commander Ashtar, is a multi-dimensional being who promotes truth, peace, and harmony between the planets. He is said to be an extraterrestrial, but appears in human form so that he can communicate at heart level with all those on earth who call on him. He is part of the Great White Brotherhood, a congregation of light beings who work to bring healing to the world, is a wonderful guide to those who are feeling the call to bring positivity, healing, and inspiration to those around them. He lifts up the hearts of leaders and inspires them to walk their path with complete integrity. If you received this call to action, it's about being asked to step up and create the change you want to see in the world. Divine inspiration is all around you, and Ashtar and his legion of cosmic angels are standing by to offer the loving support. Know that you are being encouraged to be honest, assertive, and true in a loving way. You may feel your ego trying to hold you back, but know that when you take the first step, the next one will soon follow. Take some time to connect with the universe by looking up at the stars, knowing that there are loving beings of light gazing back down on you. You are not alone. And I think that is something that we often forget, that even in our worst day, or the worst thing that could happen to us, we're never alone. Whether it's our angels, our archangels, guides and spirit guides, dragons, other galactic beings, there's always somebody we can call on. So I think that was a good message from him, and I will share with you the rest. So I pulled these cards again for next week from the Keepers of the Light from Kyle Gray. So I love this deck when I first got it, and I'm being guided to go back to it. So these are the following from Commander Ashtar. There's Freya, whose phases and cycles. There is beginnings with every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. So there's Freya. This is my favorite. Isis is always my favorite. So here's a beautiful card. And actually behind me is one of my, I shared that end of the week. This was my gift from the goddess Isis on a journey that I took. And this was placed on my head. And these are the colors that were around here. And you probably can't see this close up, but there's a lot of, so I had codes and lots of light language and codes were downloaded in this. But if you look at this, sort of my colors are similar. Not quite as beautiful as hers, but that was what I captured. Guided. This was not something I copied. This was a guided download from Isis. So magic manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. Then White Eagle, who's the ancestor spirit, will connect us to our lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. So I will put my hand up for that. I'm working on that. So that will be about midweek. So I've still got some work to do on it. And then Radha, the soul flame. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship, harmony, and healing. So I think we all need to rediscover some lost parts of ourselves. And then these two, I thought that was going to be it. And then these two came out. Charity. I think that's a beautiful card. Prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. Again, we forget very often. That's all we have to do is ask. And then the last one is Shekinah. Sacred self. Unleash your spirit. Express your gifts. Dance to the sacred rhythm of life. So as you can see, lots of female energy, divine energy, lots of ancient energy, lots of ancestral, past lives, Celtic. And this is what Commander Ashtar brought in for us for this upcoming week. So I will post either the card or I will come on and talk about it. I'm still healing. I think most of us in our lives probably still healing, but from my last little bump in the road, I still have some inner work to do. So I did want to talk about my paintings that I've been guided to. I think I mentioned it last week or the week before. So that's something I'm being called to put my energy into, is what they're saying, is to, when I feel guided, to do, whether it's watercolor, this is acrylic right now. It's also a way of getting some of those emotions out of us. and sharing the codes and light language that come with it. So if you've ever thought about it and not sure, which was me, I was, as I said, I was more of the perfect, I've got to paint something and it's got to be right. This is just being guided to what I need to put down there. So I'm actually expecting some Amazon. I don't know what we would do with that with Amazon, but Amazon to deliver me an easel and some other stuff that I need so that I can start and stop and not have to keep putting stuff away. So that's that. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was I've just put finishing touches to my newsletter. So for those of you that are on my mailing list, that will be going out this afternoon or probably tomorrow morning at the latest. There's some upcoming things in there. I am actually going to be, I have several Reiki modalities under my belt, but I am going to be taking Dragon Reiki next Saturday, level 1, which I'm really excited about. And I will tell you about that next week. So look out for my newsletter. If you've signed up through, you can go to my website and sign up through there. I usually like to send mine out in the middle of the month because I think there's a lot happening at the beginning of the month, and that it gives me a chance to get some other stuff down. We did do Dragon Hour this past Thursday with Alan Krieger, who actually talked about Pendragon Reiki, and we were fortunate to experience a beautiful guided meditation where Mother Gaia appeared, and we all encountered connecting with a dragon or a dragon aspect. So that was I do this once a month. I call it the Dragon Hour. It's an hour and a half, and it's where people can come and talk about their dragons or anything that they're working with around dragons. I was guided to do this after Dragon Thunder, which was the first Dragon Thunder, the International Dragon Thunder, was the first time this had happened, and I was one of the co-hosts. And the dragons had said to me, people are going to want to find out more and more specifics about dragons, so create something. So that's where Dragon Hour came from. So I hope everybody has had a good weekend. We're certainly drying out here. This will go up on YouTube, and it will go up on my Facebook private page. If you want to join that, go to my website, which is www.eastcoastdragonlady.com, and then if you hit any of the scrolling, Facebook will take you directly to my private page, and that's where I post these, my daily dragon or oracle cards. Right now the dragons are encouraging me to use more of this of light. They actually like this, the keepers of the light. That's also what they do. And it's always good to talk about the other ascended masters or other people, angels and guides, that are also working in that light and bringing that energy to all of us light workers. So have a good week, and I will catch you next week. Bye.